how about this? Playoff odds. The Niners are 6-3. It seems like, I mean, they didn't go for it at the trade deadline, but it seems like there's a very good chance they're going to make the playoffs. Do you have any figures on this?
Right now, the way I see it, and I saw statistics and some numbers, and right now the odds of the Rams before the game this coming Sunday, the odds of the Rams getting to the playoffs are 91%. The odds of the Seahawks, there's your sleeper in the West, getting to the playoffs, 88%. The odds of the Niners getting to the playoffs, 81%. And I tell you, Seattle just added a wide receiver from the Saints that they got for a third round or fourth round draft pick, Shaheed, the wide receiver, who's a speed guy, and that's going to give them another weapon on the outside. And I'll tell you what, their defense in Seattle is darn good, and their offense is very productive. They got a couple decent running backs. They've got a great wide receiver, and now they added another speed receiver, which will help. They're kind of lacking a little bit of a tight end in the passing game, and that's about the only thing that they're shy on. Their offensive line's playing pretty good. They got a rookie from North Dakota State, I think, playing a left guard, but they're playing well and their record on the road is phenomenal. They have a better record on the road than they do at home.
You don't expect that from the Seahawks.
They always had a home field advantage for years when they were playing in the Kingdom. That was like going, they used to pipe in the noise and all that stuff. Oh my God. You couldn't hear yourself think. You'd be up in the press box. You got a coach right next to you. You couldn't carry on a conversation. The noise was so loud. But anyway, I tell you what, you got to keep an eye on the Seahawks. The other team I really like, and they made themselves better immensely in the trade deadline, is the Colts. They picked up the corner from the Jets. They're going to get back Javarius Ward. They got DeForest Buckner. They've got a great run game with Taylor and Jones. I think was it Daniel Jones is the quarterback for them. He's having a heck of a season. And so, since they solved that quarterback situation in Indianapolis, they're on the upswing.
The Seahawks are interesting to me. They're having such a good season with Sam Darnold. They're passing the ball so well. Their offensive coordinator is Clint Kubiak. He was with the Niners when they went to the Super Bowl 2 years ago. He was their passing game coordinator. And, I guess he was largely responsible for Brock Purdy's MVP caliber season. Then he leaves. Purdy hasn't quite been the same. He was in New Orleans last year, Kubiak. Carr had one of the best seasons of his career before he got hurt. Now he's in Seattle, and Sam Darnold's going crazy. So maybe Gary Kubiak's eldest son is pretty good.
I tell you what, I'm impressed watching them off. The other day, Kubiak calling plays. Darnold was, 14 for 14? He didn't have an incompletion until the third quarter. And he joked about the fact that it's like the old no-hitter deal, where a guy on the bench tells the pitcher, you're throwing a no-hitter. Well, one of the Seahawk players told Darnold he had not thrown an incomplete pass. And he goes out, and all of a sudden, bam, there's an incompletion. He says the guy ruined his streak. He jinxed him, But I tell you what, right now, Darnold is playing quite well, and Seattle has got the world of confidence. I think they play the Cardinals this weekend, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I tell you what, don't sell Seattle short.
Well, look, go ahead.
They're coming to Santa Clara later this year. That's going to be a tougher game than you think. The Niners always think, well, we got Seattle in Santa Clara. It's going to be a win. This year, you cannot make that concession.
Mac Jones and the Niners. We know the Niners defense isn't going to be elite this year after the injuries, and they're, not doing anything at the deadline. But the offense, if Ricky Pearsall ever comes back, George Kittle's getting back into playing shape, Jawan Jennings getting slightly healthier. How much potential does this offense have down the stretch?
My biggest concern in looking at that picture is that they don't really have anybody to take the top off the defense. Pearsall gave them that vertical concept. They don't have it without him. So from that perspective, that means my underneath passing game, my horizontal stretch concepts, and by layering my intermediate passing game, has to function. And I'm going to have to play small ball basically with the Niners offense because I don't have the deep threat who can get me the 45 or 50 yarder, or I don't have Deebo Samuels to run the jet sweep and take a negative yardage play, a 0 yards pass, and take it 80 yards or 65 yards or 40 yards for the big play. I think you look at McCaffrey, his longest run for the year has been like 15, 16 yards. Brian Robinson Jr. has a 21-yarder, an 18-yarder, but they don't have a running back who's taken 156 or 60 yards for a touchdown this year, have they? So the big play element is not in the passing game, and it's not there in the run game. So it's going to take, they're going to end up using an old Hank Stram term. They are going to have to matriculate the ball down the field. They're going to have 8, 9, 10, 12 play drives. They're not going to have a 4-play drive, a 3-play drive, unless they get the ball on the opponent's field position where they're on the opponent's 40-yard line. And the other thing is the Niners are not getting turnovers defensively to be able to help the offense by giving the offense a shorter field. How many interceptions have the Niners got this year? 1 or 2?
One.
How many fumble recoveries have they had this year?
I'm not sure, but not a lot.
Factor that's going to favor the offense by giving them a short field. So the Niners are going to have to earn their points, which means no penalties, no sacks, no fumbles, no interceptions, those kind of things. And so they're going to have to be more methodical, and Kyle's going to have to be on his game and be sensible about down and distance situations, clock management and everything to put them in the best situation advantageous to score points.
That's why I feel like Ricky Pearsall and Brandon Ayuk are so important this season, because